Hey y'all, long time no vlog. Sorry about that. We're trying to get back into the mode of this. And if this is your first time meeting us, I'm Crystal. This is John, and we are introducing Carter, our newest addition. We have older kids too, but I realized we never did a vlog introducing Carter. Hi, say hi to everyone. So Carter's our sweet baby boy. He's 5 months old now, and we had quite a fun year with the pregnancy and everything with him. If you watched us on other type of social media, you might have been able to follow along, but let me just catch you up in the last year. So this little guy decided to enter the world 3 weeks early.
Hi.
In August. My water broke. It was the first time my water broke on its own without having help from a doctor. And it was in the middle of the night. At 3 a.m., I rolled over and was telling John, it's time to go. Like, it was time to go. My water broke. I've never had that happen before on its own, so I didn't know if it was going to be a really quick delivery or if it was going to take a little while.
And of course, it was in the middle of a storm, too.
Yes, a storm was coming through. It wasn't one of the big hurricanes yet, but it was one of the stronger, like, tropical depressions coming through. So we drove to the hospital in the middle of the night. The girls decided to join us. They had the option to either stay or go to grandma's, and they decided to come with us. And we got there and checked in and waited. And we were thinking that he's going to come kind of sooner, but he was delivered at 1:30? 1:20? Wow, why can't I remember this now?
Well,
I'm having mom brain big time.
We did have a trip to the hospital where you weren't ready.
Yes, I did have some false labor before then.
Yes.
So we did have false labor, and I was so sad to be sent home. And then when I did decide to do an epidural with him, I've had an epidural with all three of the kids, and the girls I never had any issues with. And so I'm sitting there for the epidural, and I felt this like huge pain, like it was like a zap. It wasn't even really a pain; it was like a zap.
Probably because she was on the phone.
Was she on the phone?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me she was on the phone. She was on the phone while she was doing my epidural.
Yeah, because she was in charge. So she was trying to solve problems for other people.
I
as
heard
she
her
was working
talking.
on
I
you.
didn't. I thought she was talking to the nurse.
No, she was on the phone.
Well, I felt a huge zap go through my body, and it was just like I've heard of it before, and it was crazy. It felt like an electric shock go through your body when she did it. And then she went and she was setting it up, and she's like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna have to redo this." So she said that I was actually leaking fluid when she did that, so that was not good. I knew that wasn't good, but I was just really concerned about the epidural at the time because they're trying to do the epidural in between contractions and everything. And so she redid the epidural and got it right that time, and she told me, "You might have the worst headache of your life tomorrow. If so, call one of the anesthesiologists and we'll help you with it." I'm like, okay, because I was leaking spinal fluid when she did that. So I wasn't worried about that at the time. We went ahead and had the epidural, and it started kicking in. And then at the last minute, Daisy decided to be there for the delivery. She was 15 at the time. So she was there for the delivery and got to see him being born, and a midwife delivered him. My doctor was busy with a bunch of C-sections like all day. Like the doctor was not available, so they sent in the midwife, and we delivered him at 1:29 in the afternoon. And it was really, really cool. 6 pounds, 10 ounces, little baby boy who is chewing on everything right now. Isn't it fun? So everything was going well in the hospital, and the next day I was fine. But they decided to keep us an extra day just to make sure that he was using the bathroom because they haven't found a wet diaper on him yet. And then the 2 days after delivery, I woke up and I had a headache that she warned me about, the really, really bad headache. So we called the anesthesiologist, and he's asking me a bunch of questions. And basically, he said that they could do a blood patch, which is where they take your blood and they basically do like an epidural over again, and it helps with the level of the fluid. And we thought about that and decided not to do it because even though I had a headache, I guess there's cases where it's a lot worse. But he said that it could last for a very long time, and it did. It lasted for months.
The nurse recommended coffee.
Yeah. My
Lots of coffee.
only recommendation for how, and I can't believe how many people I've run into that actually had a CSF leak. I guess they do for other procedures too, but with epidural. And one thing that everybody kept saying is drink a ton of caffeine. I'm like, am I supposed to be drinking a ton of caffeine while I'm nursing him? But they're like, oh no, it's fine. The nurses, the doctors are like, oh no, it's fine. You can drink all the caffeine and nurse him. So maybe that's the reason why he's so hyper in the morning. Because he had all that caffeine all that time. But it took a few months and the leak kind of healed itself. So we are about almost back to our normal, I guess you can say.
I think so.
You think so? The girls have their schedule. They're doing their school and everything like that. And we have our little schedule with little man here. And he has been so much fun. So we just wanted to introduce Carter officially because I realized we never officially introduced him. You want to say hi?
You want to say hi?
What is that?
What is it?
He's already gone through a hurricane. We had Hurricane Milton come through. And if you've seen any of our other socials or anything, you've probably seen that happen. We ended up having to move the furniture and pull out a mattress and put it in the living room because we had a massive tree fall down in our yard and we thought it was going to fall on Daisy's room. So we called the kids in here. And of course the storm went through in the middle of the night. And we just had a party that night, didn't we? We just all camped in here that night as our electricity was out and everything, and we were very fortunate. We had two very, very large trees fall, but they fell away from the house towards the road instead of on the house. So we're still cleaning that mess up. But he's already had a hurricane. We've already had our first Christmas. He met Santa Claus. We've already had our first sickness. A couple weeks ago he had bronchitis. It's RSV season, so we're really, really trying to be careful about that, but I'm pretty sure he's recovered really well. So we just wanted to introduce our cute little bundle of joy, Carter, even though it's like 5 months late. But he's a ton of fun, and you will be seeing a ton more of him along with the girls. They love him. You'll get to see their interactions together, and we hope that you go ahead and subscribe. See you soon.